What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be discussing something that came out recently about the upcoming Star Wars Squadrons game, which is the fact that there may never be any post-game content for this game, so possibly no DLC and no live service. Not long after the game was announced, there were interviews with some of the developers in different articles and whatnot, and very early on it was announced that there would be no microtransactions and no live service. Now, instantly that just probably makes it seem as though there's going to be an initial update at launch and then that's the end of it. However, having no live service doesn't necessarily mean they won't drop updates to fix certain things or balance certain areas of the game, but it does pretty much confirm that there won't be regular content updates to the game, and I won't lie, this is definitely pretty disappointing to hear. Ian Fraser, the creative director at Motive Studios, said in one of these interviews, "We're trying to say with this game that we have a $40 price point, we want to feel generous to players, and we want it to feel like a complete experience. Like, you gave us your $40, here's a game that you will love, thank you, that's it. This isn't something we're building around a live service strategy. It's built around a game that is complete and great in its own right." Now, just a few years ago, one of the higher ups at EA mentioned that they were moving towards a live service model for their multiplayer games, which we can see they implemented pretty well with the likes of Apex Legends, Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5. Although, when I say pretty well, there definitely were some issues with those live services, aside from probably Apex, which has had pretty decent support all along since it is still generating decent revenue. Now, the fact that he said that made a lot of people excited. Finally, there would be no paid DLC and there would be just regular content updates for the multiplayer games that we all love to play. And overall, I think it was just great news. Live service definitely does seem to be the best way to support your game so long as it is done properly. After saying that, however, they've now announced that this game won't have a live service and it won't have microtransactions either, so straight off the bat you can pretty much tell that this isn't going to be making much money at all after it launches, which essentially means there'll be much less support if they aren't making any profit. Like I said, I am pretty disappointed by this news actually. I feel like there is way too much potential for new content already before we've even played the game, and I do get that they've marketed this game as a much smaller scale game, but I honestly think they're missing out on so much potential by pretty much instantly dismissing any new content. Now, when I say that, I should clarify that it isn't 100% confirmed that there will be no DLC at all. In another interview, Fraser said when asked about DLC, not saying it's impossible, but that's really not what we're going for. What I guess he means by that is that there's still a small chance if the game does really well and has a super loyal fan base, then yeah, maybe we'll get some DLC down the line, but for now there are definitely no immediate plans to do so. Personally, I just feel like EA still don't fully understand the goldmine that they're standing on with Star Wars games. Star Wars fans are arguably the most passionate fans in the world, and if you make a solid game with regular updates and some sort of monetization system that is only cosmetics, people will support and pay good money if the game is a good one. Just look at the turnaround that Battlefront 2 had over its last 18 months. Obviously the developers did all the actual work, but no matter how hard they worked, that game does not turn around the way that it did without the fans. The Battlefront 2 fan base, despite the terrible launch and despite the constant bugs and imbalances, stuck by that game until the very end, and we all literally cried like little babies when the support ended too, so there was obviously a lot of love there even though the game was far from perfect. After seeing that, I feel like EA should surely know that the Star Wars gaming fan base are as loyal as any out there, and that if they make quality games with good post-launch content, then their games will make even more money, which is the goal at the end of the day. What's the point in running a business if you don't want to make more money? Not only just the business side of it, but man, think of all the content they could add down the line. More starfighter classes, more maps, more game modes, hell, an entire prequel and sequel expansion. The list could literally go on forever, and to be honest, whether we get DLC or not, I will be making so many concept and speculation videos in the future because I know that there is so much amazing content that they could add. Now, obviously all of that is much easier said than done. If they are going to add some content to the game down the line, then they obviously need to somehow monetize it. Despite what gamers seem to think, this shit cannot be completely free. There has to be something in it for the developers, or else they simply cannot afford to do it from a business standpoint. Not only that, but they also have to want to do it too. From what they've mentioned, they do seem more like they want to just deliver a full game at launch and then maybe move on to something else. And this is complete speculation, but maybe even something like helping out with Battlefront again on Battlefront 3 if it is being made. So there's obviously much more to it than we know, and despite everything I've said in the video, there may be reasons as to why they won't add content down the line, so I guess we will just have to wait and see. But anyway guys, that is going to do it for this one. This was a very short one, I know, but I just wanted to bring that news to light for anyone who maybe missed it, as well as just share some of my own thoughts on it as well. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to leave a like down below to help support the channel, and be sure to subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss out on any more Star Wars gaming videos or live streams. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.